Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today I'm doing a little something different. Obviously the weather's a little rough out today, and it's a few hours before I have to go into work, so I'm gonna shoot a video here of what I think you would need for creating content for fly fishing videos. Obviously this is my opinion of the equipment that I use. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, but I'd like to show you what I use to create the content for you. I would like to do this in a few part series, possibly maybe telling you, well, what I use as far as setups for cameras, as far as what I shoot as frames per second, how I set them up at my spots where I'm filming fly fishing, how I can try to catch different perspectives. But this first video I like to show, give you guys an idea of what I have kind of invested in making my videos. Everything I have, I've paid for myself. No one has given me any of this equipment, or I haven't been sponsored by anybody to try out this equipment. So we're going to start out here with camera selection. Obviously the easiest way to do it is you can start out with a easy camera, your cell phone. What I'm shooting this on today, because I have my bigger cameras are behind me, to show you what I use. Obviously cameras, cell phones today do have great video and do have some decent audio qualities with the microphones that are on them, so you can get better video. So as far as camera wise, if you decide that your cell phone isn't, you want to upgrade from your cell phone to have more flexibility, more maneuverability, on the water and stuff, I would suggest starting out with a GoPro. And this is my GoPro. I run the GoPro Hero 12 Black, which is nice. This does shoot in 4K video, which is something I actually like. I like being able to shoot in 4K. One, it's easier to edit on the computer, and also gives a lot more freedom in editing my videos and the picture quality. But this does give you a lot of freedom. One, this is waterproof. So being out on a river, on a lake, on a boat, this is waterproof up to about 33 feet. So if you do get it wet, the way it sits, you're not going to have to worry about it being ruined, obviously, and it does shoot great video. Now, you can't zoom in or zoom out of, the catches you get, like your fly, the fish taking the fly and stuff, because you are at distance. All right. So with the GoPro, this is awesome, but just by itself, obviously you can't hold this when you're shooting videos. So a few things that I would recommend getting if you're looking to get started in shooting videos with the GoPro is one, a small tripod. You can use a big tripod. They do make mounts for the big tripods, but GoPro does have a nice tripod. It does fold up, allows you to hold it when you're walking, so you could talk maybe where you're going, so people have a perspective of where you're heading, and you can show areas, or reach out into the water with this. Works great. It does extend out. It does have an extension on it, and it also, the handle is your tripod base, which it does open up. Awesome feature. It does have magnetic closures on it so that it does stay closed, and it does have a way to put some weight on it if you need it to stay, it's a little breezy out, so it's not blowing all over the place. But it does open up fairly well, and you can stick it on the ground and give you a low angle perspective with your GoPro. And like I said, you can mount, and I have mounted my GoPro on a large tripod before. The other thing I would recommend for your GoPro, if you're looking to get into the videos and aspects, open this up here, one of two things. One is the GoPro chest mount. Works great. Mounts down here low enough to where you're comfortable on your chest, where you can get a clear perspective out. You'll just have to watch where your hand placement is. Or with me, I have a fly bag, so my fly bag tends to rest underneath this. And just remembering where my hand placement is so that I'm not getting my hands in the way of what I'm doing. Usually I wear this if I'm walking up and down a river or a stream, because like I said, if the GoPro goes in the water, I'm not too worried about the GoPro getting wet. But there is a, as far as the GoPro getting wet, one of the things I am going to recommend is a media mod, which makes it weatherproof, not waterproof, because it takes away the watertight door. But we'll go into that here in a minute. The other thing I would recommend if starting out, the headgear for the GoPro. It does give you a first-person point of view of you looking and looking on the water and stuff. But if you do take your head away from what's going on, you're not going to catch the fish taking your fly, or you may catch some stuff that you don't want to. Obviously, in editing, you can get that out. So that is for as far as my GoPro setup. I'll do an in-depth review of my GoPro equipment that I have for my GoPro. I do have a large selection of equipment for my GoPro. And the other thing I was saying, the media mod. This is the media mod. Also think about this little guy here is has cold shoe mounts, so you can mount stuff on it. Also on the back, if it'll focus, my camera will focus on this, you do have doors. The little rubber doors here have your places if you want to run an external mic, battery pack, and stuff to keep your camera going. I use this a lot if I'm in shallow creeks where I know if I do fall in or fall forward into the water, I can keep the camera out of the water, but I can also run a battery pack to this. There are a lot of companies out that make these. They make a few that are waterproof to keep your camera waterproof, but also allow you to run external battery packs for it, kind of like your battery power banks for your cell phone and stuff to charge your phone, but it does give you an all-day choice of shooting film. Now that's my GoPro setup. So the GoPro I do a lot of filming with, like I said, in the creeks and rivers. Most of the video you do see, other than my intros, are shot with the GoPro. When I started out, I shot my intros with the GoPro, my reviews of equipment, a few reviews with the GoPro. It was a little not what I was looking for as far as quality of video, because it was hard to get in and focus on just the product I was showing, or as far as fly fishing. Now, if you decide you want to level up and have a little bit more professional videos, this is my Canon R8. This is what I shoot my intros with. I do shoot a lot of video from the shore with it. If I'm doing, stuff where I'm close to my camera, because obviously with this camera set up, I do have to keep an eye on it. I can't just trek up a stream with it or a river with it because of how much it weighs and all the equipment. A lot of people do, but this is my only camera, so if I break this, obviously I'm back to just my GoPro. But this is a great option for getting into mirrorless cameras, especially if you're looking to have more in-depth videos and stuff. This does have I do run a 24-105 lens on this. This does give me my wide view all the way up to a close view, even a macro style video. I do have a cage on it. It's made by Tilta. Does protect my camera body. Also allows me to mount a microphone on here, or my wireless transmitter, which I am wearing right now while shooting this video. A few nice things about this. One, you do get quality, clear video. Also, it does have the ability to track subjects, so it will keep an eye and track you while you're shooting video in frame. The camera itself won't move. You have to move it on a tripod itself. As far as recording time on it, you have 2-hour blocks. So every 2 hours, it's going to stop. You have to restart it, and it'll start another file for recording. As far as batteries, you do have to carry some spare batteries, because the batteries do have about a 2-hour runtime on them. So as far as your recording block and your battery length, it's about equal. So if you are doing a lot of moving of the camera and getting different photos, just remember, you'll have to remember your battery life on this camera. Possibly in the future, I'd love to get a R5C or the R5 Mark II. So hey, Canon, if you watch this video, I'd love to take it out in the real world and, you know, show off the R5C or even the new R1. It ain't getting the best press reviews, but let's digress back to my equipment that I currently have and stuff that I do use for my videos. Now, with the large camera, you are going to want a sturdy tripod. With the cage that I do have on here, it does have an Arca Swiss mount on it. So obviously, you're going to want to be able to mount it to a tripod. The tripod I do use is a Joby Range Pod. Aluminum tripod, locking legs on it. It extends all the way up to almost 6 feet, so it does have I can get a great perspective with it. It does have a Arca Swiss mounting plate on it, which makes it nice for mounting my camera quickly to it, or taking my camera off and moving my camera and stuff. And it does have a fluid tilting head. But this is kind of the standard that I've been using for shooting my videos right now, because of how lightweight it is and it's easy to get it around. As far as audio, if you're out shooting, you're going to want clear audio. Obviously, I'm using a wireless mic to do this portion of my video, but I do on my camera, and I have been running before, this is a Rode shotgun mic. This is the Mini, if I do remember, it's the Rode Mini V mic. If I do remember, I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while I've had this. Great quality mic, works great. This is what most of my audio comes from when I'm shooting on banks and stuff where the camera's mounted behind me and stuff, so you can hear. But the only downfall is a shotgun mic. Any sound that you hear is going to be in the front. So if I walk behind the camera for anything to show a perspective of something, it doesn't pick up the sound quality that great. But it also does have a furry, it's called a dead rabbit or dead cat. It's wind sock on it to cut down on wind noise. Another option is, like I said, the Rode, like I have here. This is a Rode wireless, the Rode Wireless Go mic setup. Great option here. Allows me to step away from the camera, able to shoot my video, talk from any perspective around the camera, move my cameras around. Also allows me to adjust my decibels and stuff, so while I am talking to you, it does give you a clear, you know, audio flow. I'm not picking up a lot of background noise from like my little, by this right here, where I'll pick up background noise from like the water, or I will pick up birds or animals that are going by. It will pick up noise. Also, like I said, this is the gear that I use. Like I said, no one sponsors me to show you what I do. You know, the gear I use, I decided I'd actually show you guys what equipment I use for when I shoot videos for you. As far as other things I have, if I could break it down a little bit more. The filters I use on my camera, my big camera, to slow down my stops on my camera to give it a more cinematic view, or filters I use like my polarizer filters and stuff for if I'm on water and it's a bright sunny day. I could go in more depth with those if that's something that as people watch, if they are more interested in that, I can go over that. Now, as far as getting information on cameras, one, obviously a great place is YouTube. That's a great place to find out. One of the people I do tend to watch is, it's called Fronos Photo. It is Jared Poland's YouTube channel. He also has a website, fronosphoto.com. He goes in depth on the cameras and lenses. more of their functionality and what goes on, so that can also give you an idea of what brand Canon or camera you want to use. Obviously, I use a Canon, but out on the market there's a lot. You have Sony, you have Nikon, which do have great options out there too. I just stick with, I've stuck with Canon. That's all I've had as regular cameras is a Canon. As far as that, I mean, this is my setup. I mean, this is what I take out every time I go. Sometimes it may look like a production I got. I do have lights for it and stuff that mount on it for if it's low, if it's dark outside or something. But that's what you know, the setup I carry. As far, I mean, this is, I mean, you could start out simple, like I said, with a cell phone. That's the easiest way to do it. That's the way I started. My first video I ever shot was with a cell phone. But then I decided it was a lot easier for me to, in perspective, buy some camera equipment so that it made it a little bit easier for me to shoot. Obviously, being on water, it's hard to maneuver my camera around on my fly bag, especially in a cell phone. Plus, if I have a phone call or something, I have to stop the video and then answer that and then try to remember where I was or what was going on in that video. But like always, if you guys do like this video content that I'm providing and you do want to see more of it, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. If you guys have any questions on the equipment, please don't hesitate to send me shoot something in the comment. I feel free to answer what I got. And like I said, always, if Canon, you watch this video, hey, I'm always looking to take something out into the real world for you or any other company out there. But as far as that going, I do appreciate all that everyone's done for me as subscribers and stuff by helping this channel slowly grow. It is starting to pick up more subscribers, which my goal is by the end of the summer to hopefully hit the goal of 500 subscribers on my channel. But like I said, it is slowly growing. In the next parts in these videos, I will go over a few of the setups, some other equipment, obviously show a setup with me wearing all the equipment and stuff for the shots I get and how I set my shots up. But until next time, like always, tight lines, and always thank you.